Ready. I'll show y'all how to get this machine ready for transport. This one, you got to remove just one blade, otherwise it's too tall when you put it onto the low bed. So you're going to strap one end to the arm. I just broke my impact, so we are using a ratchet today. But it's a pretty quick job, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to start by taking this cover plate off here. It's 4 9/16 bolts. And you can leave just one in there that holds the panel on. Like, you don't got to take the whole panel off. You just got to loosen it just enough. Right there. Where it'll go to the side. Set these to the side. Go ahead and show you in here. So yeah, you're going to take these four bolts off to get this panel loose. 2 more 9/16 right there. And you have this big bolt, which I believe is 2-inch. First, these are called your keeper nuts. These are each 9/16 also. 3. Taking these out, they're going to want to spin the blade. So it usually helps with the impact. But if you kind of just hulk it down real fast, it shouldn't spin the blade on you. I'll kind of show you what I mean. So me going to loosen this, I'm not turning the bolt at all, it's just rotating the whole bearing and blade. So you kind of throw it down like that, then it will just break it loose enough where you can get the rest off. So there's 2 of these in there, and that's the keeper nut. And that last one, yep, it's going to be a 2-inch. You can use it on a breaker bar. I happen to just not have one on me today, so we're using the big Milwaukee gun. Helps if you put it on number 3 setting. That's kind of neat. Now that you got that off, just set all this stuff to the side. You're going to come to your other side here, and you're just going to pull straight out. Make sure you have your strap tight, because once this comes off, all of this weight up here is going to want to swing down. So worst case scenario, drop the blade and run. Okay, looks like we're holding good. Let's bring this guy over here. Usually anytime you're transporting blades or moving blades around, you're going to want to take this center shaft out. Then you have your washer that sits on the other side. That way, I'll show you here. The blades to lay flat in the back of the truck. Then you can put a block and strap them down. Helps a lot. Just that way they're not sliding around like crazy, or you don't risk bending a blade or screwing up the shaft and washer. I'll just throw the 2-inch bolt on top of the shaft, and then throw the keeper nut on top of that, and then that just keeps all the pieces together. You know, these will probably rattle down and tighten up, but that's all right. And then the only other thing I like to do, just that way you have less pieces and bolts that you're carrying around, I'll come over to the one I just took off, and I'll put the two bolts for the keeper nut on, and you're not hulking them down, you're just getting them snug to where they won't vibrate out of there. So they don't need much. just enough to where they're not going to fall out and lose them. So just basically just hand tight. Maybe just a rotation above hand tight, you know. And then same for this panel. You're going to take your 3 bolts that you took out, and you're just going to throw those back on to seal up this panel. The sealing up the panel will pretty much always do, just to prevent dust and debris getting in there, or birds. Because if you're not running this machine for a while and you have that open, the birds are going to make nests in there. We've seen it a few times, and it takes 5 seconds just to throw this panel back on. So why carry all the parts and pieces in the back of your truck when you can take a few seconds to, you know, throw it back on? And yeah, sure, somebody's going to say, like, well, why would I spend extra time throwing it back on? You know, I mean, hey, taking it off works for you, that's great, but I can't always trust myself to keep track of all the little parts and pieces. So as long as I know that it's in the right spot. And then here's a bit of your scary part, is you got to loosen up this strap so the blades can free roam. So that's why you also got to make sure when you are setting your arms down that you have enough clearance that this blade isn't going to drag the concrete or the gravel. I'll just push up on the blade a bit, loosen my strap. Okay. Now you're kind of just going to walk the strap out. You can just let it go. It's gonna stay good. And that's the safest way to do it. It doesn't swing around a whole bunch. Just enough where it'll even itself out. And that is how you do it. I've already done the other side. So no blade on the top, no blade on the top. All the pieces are snug back up in there, besides the shaft, washer, keeper nut, and the nut. And yeah, all that's left to do is to re-strap this arm to here and this arm to this arm here. Just that way as you're roading it or transporting it, it's not shaking up and down. Yeah, that's how you get the 1400 ready for trailer transport.